The wait for great. Do you guys know what? Have you ever heard of the wait for great? I was thinking about this, and I was just laughing how it all rhymes, because you have to wait for greatness sometimes. You plant the seed, you got to wait for the greatness. Sometimes, honestly, with what we talked about on Friday, you could be poor in spirit, you could be mourning and humbled and all of that, and you could know something good is happening, but you still have to wait for greatness. And honestly, I hate it. That's the thing I could tell you about that, is that there is a wait for great, and I hate it. I absolutely do. Sometimes it is, it's not necessarily that I lose hope. It's not necessarily that I don't believe, but like I'm saying, there's this wait for greatness, and I hate it sometimes, and it's dealing with the process. So I hope you guys know that something good is coming, and I hope you know how to handle it. But I hope you know that I hope I could normalize the feeling for you, is what I'm trying to tell you. I hope you know it's normal to not like the process sometimes. I mean, it says that even in Hebrews. It says, no one likes the process of discipline while it is happening, but in the end you will. And that's kind of the way I've been looking at some things, but I could see, some people ask various questions today, and I could see that, and I could see it in myself, but it's wait for greatness, but I hate it. And that's the first part. And it may not sound as positive, but I have the positive part for you. And here it is. It's very, very simple. Okay? And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the background of what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share a little bit talking, and then I'm going to share a story from the Bible. But here's the key. Stop cursing yourself. I make a big thing about this because people, especially a lot of real religious people, they don't like my language. They say they honestly think when I say fuck, it is a cuss word. They say it's a curse word, and I don't believe that. We could agree to disagree. I will watch my tongue as to not upset other people if I know it will upset them. I don't mean to upset them with it. But what is a curse? A curse word is when Jesus said to the fig tree, don't produce anything. He said, and the tree didn't. A curse, and I'll share you an example, is wishing harm upon people, wishing bad, And the point I'm trying to make here, and this is what we're going to talk about, is stop cursing yourself. It's one thing to, honestly, some of you are haters, for real, I get it. I've been there. Sometimes I still am. People bother me, and I get real hateful, real angry about it. That's why you got to not react. But some of you are real haters. You know that? But the thing is, you're cursing others. You're like, I don't want to see that person successful. You want people to lose, all this certain stuff. But at the same time, most people curse themselves. Even the haters. I'm not saying stop cursing other people, though. I'm saying stop cursing yourself and start blessing yourself. And give a blessing. Honestly, I bless all of you. You're going to realize what my blessings are to you. Honestly, I bless you. I bless you with philo. Some of you say, Josh, bless me with philo. And biblically, you guys are getting blessed. I'll share with you why. But this is the point. Tell yourself what God tells you. That's why people don't like my Bible. People don't like my God. People think it's stupid. People don't believe in an imaginary friend that I do. I get it. Trust me. I'm a very rational person. I'm extremely educated. I could explain every fallacy of what I believe. But the one thing I like how God talks to me. Even if I don't hear a voice, you're not going to hear voices. So some of you are delusional. God is not telling you to do certain things. God is not telling you to hurt somebody. God is not telling you to take that into your hands. No. You want to know what God says? It's in the damn Bible. It's right there. And I like what he tells me. I like when it says that I have plans of success for you. When it tells me that you're going to be blessed because you're poor. You're going to be blessed because of this, because you have anything is possible. That it says that have no fear. And you know what I'm saying? Like that, I like that. When God says that you are chosen, you have everything you need, you will do great things. I like that. I like the optimism. Yes, I love it. And I'd rather tell myself that, and I'd rather listen to that than listen to my friends from high school that we talked about. I'd rather listen to that than people tell me nothing's ever going to change. That's just how it is. I'd rather tell myself that than cursing myself or accept other people's curses on me. It's as simple as that. So here's the story that I'm going to share with you. And this is what I want you to really, really understand. I'll give you the conclusion. And this is why I said, listen to God. Listen to the Bible. Listen to the concept, even if you don't believe. But the point is, you are blessed. Because you cannot curse what God has blessed. That's the best part. That's why you have to wait for greatness and deal with it. And it's going to suck at times being in that process. But my friend, if you are blessed, wow. If you've been blessed, nobody could curse it. Do you realize that? And here, I'll give you more. I'm spoiling the story for you. You cannot curse what God has blessed. So therefore, if nobody can curse what God has blessed, the devil cannot even curse you. The devil cannot curse and say, you will not have this. You will not get this. You will not grow. You will not become the best. The devil cannot do that. He does not have the authority. I'm sorry. But only person who does is you, ironically enough. The devil knows he can't curse you. He knows it. You have been chosen. You've been selected. What he can do, why do you think they called the devil the great accuser? The accuser, the liar. So if you start doubting yourself, that's the strategy. If I know I can't curse you, I'm going to get you to curse yourself. Remember that one somebody asked me a question? I said, do you remember? Are you sure you pressed that button? He will introduce doubt. So only you could be deceived exactly into cursing yourself. Only you can say, oh, I'm never going to be great. And that's a real curse because you said it about you. You said, oh, I'm never going to have this. God said something different. The devil knows I can't do that, but maybe if I show him, let me talk to him about reality. Let me show him what happens in reality, and then maybe I could kill his spirit, and then maybe he'll curse himself. Because I can't do it. I can't stop him from what he's going to have. But if I could get him to doubt and then flip the script, whew, that's what the devil's looking for. Call it the devil, call it the great enemy. Because you think it's devil, you think it's going to be this little spiritual thing. It's not. You've met the devil at your work. You've met the devil with your friends. It's the same people where you know something, you show them the long term, you show them a business plan, you know what it is. But they will, are you sure it's going to be like that? And they don't know anything about it, but they'll just introduce a lot of doubt to you. And they'll try to get you to go back on what you said. Most people who even ask me questions, they don't even know the right answer. They don't even know if they want the right answer. Sometimes people ask me questions just to see if I'm going to answer it confidently. I hope you guys know that. If you don't think I'm aware of that, I am. It's the same thing with some of you guys and people that you deal with. It's wild. So stop cursing yourself. Start blessing yourself, my friends. And this is the story. So in the early book, the Old Testament, there was Balaam. So Balaam was this God prophet. He literally cast down fire and they were living in a time where people believed, it was kind of a lot like today, where they believed in all these different things, but they didn't believe in God. So Balaam came in and he was like casting fire down. He was very, very like world star. Balaam would like go head to head with all of the best prophets and be like, show me your God, I'll kill them. He'd be like, your God can't do this. Your God can't do that. Your God can't do this. He was very, very regarded as a holy man, and people got to see the work of God, and they're like, damn, that's your God. That's tight. So what happened now, there's this point in the story where the Israelites are coming from Egypt, and they've already destroyed all of these different things, and they shouldn't have. The Israelites shouldn't have done that. But they kept winning and winning and winning, and now this king of Moab, a great, great nation, he sees them. He sees all of these guys, these Israelis coming in, and he's like, damn, bro. Look at all of them. They outnumber us. They're going to hurt us. They're going to take over. We saw what they did to the other people. So they're like, dude, we need to do something. Honestly, you know how funny it is? Tell me this isn't life. Tell me this isn't your friends, family, haters, whatever you want to say. Why were they scared of him? They were scared of the Israelites, not because there was a bunch of them. They were a great nation. They could kill them. They should have been able to just manhandle them, pound for pound power. They're like, dude, this is easy. But they were scared because they saw what they've already done. You get that? You want me to say that again? They were scared of what they've already done. They knew they were blessed. Exactly. That's why I remember I've told some of you, remember I gave you that philo and I said, remember? Will you remember what the hell you've already done? Some of you are getting discouraged at this point and you're cursing yourself forgetting what you did 3 months ago, forgetting what you did 6 months ago, 12 months ago, forgetting the fact you were homeless a year ago. You forgot all of that. And that's why, again, but that's enough where you can be the underdog, but they've seen your potential. Oh, they don't like that. That's scary. They're going to call in for backup. The devil is going to need backup. He sees you right now, but he's, I remember what he did. Oh, shit. They're not, isn't that funny? When they see the presidents, the king sees all these Israelites, he doesn't see them for what they are. He sees them for their past and what they did. Interesting, right? Keep that thought in mind. Okay? So, he sees all these people, and then he tells them, okay, we need Balaam. We need this man of God, and what we need to do is we need to get Balaam to curse these people. We need Balaam to curse the Israelites, because then if he's a man of God and curses them, they can't touch us. So Balaam goes and sends people and says, or king of Moab sends for Balaam and says, hey, I'm going to give you this money, and says, say we're going to reward him in doing all this. And then he comes back and he tells them, he says, I can't go with you. Balaam tells the people, he's like, I don't even want your money. You can't even pay me, but I don't want to do this. He says, I can't, and then that's all, and I could only say what God says. And he says, I'm not going to curse these people. God has not told me to curse them. But then the king gets the message, and then he sends out part 2. He says, no. He sends more higher leveled officials. He sends more money, more promises. And, and then he says, come, please. And so they go again, they talk to Balaam, and Balaam says the same thing. He says, I can't tell you to curse. God has not told me to curse him. He waited for God, and God said no. So it's very, very weird. And then, finally, I love it. I love it. I need to find you the verse for it. So that was the second message. And pretty much, he just kept saying, he said, how can I curse what God has already blessed? That's what the man of God said. He said, I can't do it. So then, again, this is the second time, and then even he starts telling them in the process, Balaam is not only saying, I cannot curse them, he starts talking about them. He says, I received a command. He said, God has blessed them, and I cannot reverse it. He said, there's no misfortune in his plan for Jacob, no trouble in store for Israel, for the Lord their God is with them. He said, God brought them through Egypt like an ox. He said, no curse can touch Jacob. Isn't that funny? He's saying all this. And then he's like, dude, stop. He's like, wait, hold on. This is the point. I kind of skipped ahead a little bit on the second time, but he starts blessing them instead of cursing them. Even the king is saying, hey, if you're not going to bless them at least, or if you're not going to curse them, at least don't bless them. But the whole point with that story, I mean, this is one of the funny parts. Balaam, on the second time, he finally goes to meet the king. But what happened was he wasn't supposed to go, and God said, listen, you can go with them, but only say what I tell you to say. This part was the funniest part. Have anybody noticed this who's ever read this story? The angel, God tells him in the dream, you could go with them. And then the next day, when he sets out to go with them, it says God got angry that Balaam was going with them. I laughed at that because I said, if that's not some God thing to do, I don't know what is. Where the God comes to you at night and tells you to go do it, and then you wake up in the morning and do it, and God's angry at you for doing what he told you to do. Huh? It says that. I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy. But I was like, I feel. We could dive into that, but just keep that in mind. So then eventually he goes, and then this is the story with Balaam where he tells him, this is where he's walking with his donkey, and the angel of the Lord kept appearing to him, and the donkey kept stopping, where the donkey eventually talks to Balaam and says, yo, dude, there's an angel right there. I'll read the full story to you one day. I'm skipping through it. But the whole idea is it was a warning telling him to say, hey, only say what I tell you. The whole point of the story, the whole point of that was God literally making sure that no matter what the reason, he wanted Balaam to say exactly what was said. So that's what happened now. He finally gets there. Balaam meets the king, and he tells the king, I don't even want your money, and I could only tell you what the Lord our God has said. The king says, fine. The king paid this guy money. He sent him there, did all of this. Then king says, come up on this hill. Let me show you the people. So they go up on a hill. They're looking down at all this, and then Balaam's like, all right, do this for God. Make this, make that, whatever. And then he prays, and then he comes down, and then he says, I see these people. No harm will touch them. God is with them. They will only continue to grow, and they will multiply, everything. That's what he keeps saying to him. And then he's like, whoa. He says, not only did I pay you to come curse them, but you didn't curse them, you blessed them. He literally blessed them. And then the king was mad and said, hold on, let me try again. And he takes him to another spot. He takes him to another mountain to see a different portion of the people. He says, okay, if you and your God won't curse all of them, let me show you a different side of them, and maybe you'll curse this part from a different angle. Maybe if you look at the situation, you could curse them. So they did the same process. He goes on the hill, does it all again, but then he comes back down saying, you see these people. He continues to say they're going to do this. They will survive. They're going to grow. They're going to be numerous. He says all of this stuff. And then at this point, he says the same thing. I paid you to curse them, but not only did you not curse them, you blessed them. So he literally said, okay, hey, if you won't curse them, just please don't bless them. So I was like, okay, fair enough. He says, let me take you to one more spot. And he shows them with their tents, and they're all camped out doing this. He's like, look at these people here. Look at this portion of Israel. Curse them. And then again, the same thing. The same thing. Balaam just continues to say what they are going to become. Did you get that? He didn't take the money. That's why they were all confused. They said, I brought you here to curse them, and all you've done is bless them. Ooh, that's the point. You can't curse what God has blessed. So The key was, he said, only say what I said. That's what he told Balaam. Just only deliver the message. He got it. Doesn't matter any angle you look at it. You cannot curse what God has already blessed. It doesn't matter the reason. And this is the point, though, of what is a blessing. Are you ready? Remember, I told you, I'm blessing some of you guys. That's why I never realized it. When people are like, oh, bless me with that, it makes sense. Because did he really bless them? Isn't that funny? He said, I came here to curse my enemies. I wanted you to curse my enemies, but you blessed them. So he was expecting the curse. He was expecting this prophet, the man of the Lord, Balaam. He was expecting him to say, these people will die. These people will not do good. And that is considered a curse. But what is a blessing? Y'all don't feel me. How did he go about blessing them in the story? They were outside of the gate. Do you guys realize that? They were outside of the gate, but anytime Balaam would talk, he was talking about them coming inside. Do you get that? They were outside, but the blessing was what they were going to become. There was a swarm of people outside in tents, and he said, you're going to have a house. It's not going to be a tent. They were fragmented, and he said, you are all going to come together. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what a blessing is. The blessing is telling you and believing what you're going to have in the future. A curse is saying, you're not going to have this in the future. He never said, I curse you. I bless you. He didn't say, I bless you and say, why are you blessing them? No. He started speaking on what they were going to become. And the king said, why are you blessing them? Do you get that? He's literally just saying, they're a beautiful people. They're strong people. He didn't say this to him directly. He just said this out loud to the king. And the king said, why are you blessed? He didn't say, I bless you, holy water, and this. All he said was what they were going to become. A curse is saying what it wasn't going to become. So do you see why the positivity is important? You see why I bless all of you every day, honestly. That's why I said someone's going to be successful in here. There is going to be a billionaire. And right here in our midst, all of you are going to buy me a house. I bless myself and you in the same time. Amen. It's not saying, oh, you're not going to do anything. You're going to fail. You're never going to get out of that. That's different. That's a curse. You're blessed every single time. Every time someone tells you what you're going to become that's positive and then it resonates with you, that's a blessing. So again, don't curse yourself. Do you see the point? The devil cannot curse you. You cannot curse what God has already blessed. So stop cursing yourself. For real. Stop telling yourself what you're going to not do and all that. Start blessing yourself. Again, if he can't curse you, he's going to try to get you to curse yourself. You know, honestly, I'll tell you this right now. Because I command the blessing. Some of you are going to do amazing, 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 amazing things. We already know that. You see, the blessing is there. And that's why he's made it so specific. He said, only say what I said. That's why I'm telling you, you could believe what people have to say about you. You could believe the doubt if you want, go ahead. But what does God say about you? You see in the story, all throughout the Bible, it's just promises. But it's promises of a better future for you. It's all blessing. It's blessing you. It's blessing you. It's blessed. That's why you're supposed to listen to that versus something not blessing you. Something literally cursing you. That's the difference. He made it clear. He made a donkey speak to Balaam so he didn't mess this point up. Only say what I told you to say. Do you realize that? He said, only say what I tell you to say. I don't care if you're talking to the king. I don't care what the situation. Imagine how hard that is in front of the king, and you had to do that step. Only say what I'm going to say. I get it. Life is hard. You have other reasons. Only do what I say. That bless yourself. Believe the blessing, even if it's hard. Okay? It's very simple. And I'm telling you this now because I hope you know it's going to be hard. And you can't put yourself down and rise up to where you're supposed to be, let alone where you want to be. Do you understand that? So if you're taking the curses, how are some of you going to be multimillionaires? How are you going to run businesses? How are some of you going to change the world? Some of you say that. Some of you want to come in here. You want to help people. You want to do all of this stuff. How are you going to rise to where you need to be while you're putting yourself down? While you are literally cursing yourself, telling yourself, you're saying, I want to be this, and I know I'm set up for this, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to change this, but you're cursing yourself on the way. You're going to limit your potential. Because again, the devil can't limit your potential. God has the promise for you. You are the only one who could talk yourself out of it. It's a weird, like I said, it's a weird determinism and free will at the same time. That's why God in that same story told him to go see the king and still got angry at him. If that's not free will and determinism at the same time, I don't know what is. It seems a lot like how the curse works. The devil can't curse you. Only God can. But your decision is still very important in this. And your decision will affect everything else. The question is, are you deciding to curse yourself, or are you deciding to bless yourself? That's it. Because only the devil could get, nobody could do anything. Only you could get talked out of it. And talked out or talked into a different decision that would lead you to cursing yourself. So, honestly, I hope you understand what a curse is. And I hope you understand what a blessing is. And I really hope some of you stop saying negative things to yourself. Obviously, it matters with what you do to other people, but I promise you, focus on yourself first. If the less negative things you say to yourself, you'll probably say less negative things to other people. Trust me. So even if you want to be selfish, that's fine. But it's for you, right here, right now. Go ahead, be a dickhead. Curse everybody you want, but stop cursing yourself. And I say it like that because I know very well anybody who has the respect to stop cursing themselves and to start blessing themselves, they will see it in their fellow brother, in their fellow man. And they'll see the same thing. And they'll understand what it was like when you had the veil over your eyes and everything, and how it's easy like that. And it's the same thing for all of us. The more negative you are with yourself, the more negative you're going to be with everybody else. The more you curse yourself, the more you're going to curse others. The more you bless yourself, the more you're going to bless others. So focus on that. But at the end of the day, it's yours. Listen to exactly what is said. The promise is yours and you have it. It's very simple. But don't talk yourself out of it by believing a curse. All it is saying what you're going to become. Again, that's the whole point. You could be on the outside of the city walls, right? And the people that are way bigger than you are more intimidated by what you're going to accomplish. You could be outside of the city with nothing. You could be in a tent while God is saying you are going to be in a house. That is the blessing. And that's why I said you got to wait for great, but I hate it sometimes because that's the hardest part, bro. Knowing you've been blessed to have this big house, but you're living in a tent. See what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It doesn't change what is promised. You may not see it there now, but somebody saw what you've already done and they're worried about you, and somebody knows that you're blessed and has promised it to you and where you're going. It's on you to handle that in between. It's on you to hold your conduct and make sure you stick to that path to get to where you know you are guaranteed to go. Don't doubt it and don't talk yourself out of it. Stop beating yourself up and stop cursing yourself. That's it. Speak blessings in your life. I know it sounds corny. It sounds like this. It's very simple. Just do it. Start believing positively. That's it. So, I hope this helps. And I hope you all continue to bless yourself. I rebuke that spirit of cursing yourself. You know, like I said, some of you are good people, great people. Some of you are already blessed. You're just going through something right now. I feel you. I've been there. Trust me. It doesn't, and don't be ashamed about that. It's not going to hold you back from anything. But it's on you to start blessing yourself. In turn, you will bless others, but stop cursing yourself right now. That's fine. It's just the spirit, so I rebuke it. That's all. Once it goes away, that's what we're saying. Stop feeding it. It'll go away. Evict it. It'll go away. You'll get right back on it. You'll be fine. But stop cursing yourself. Don't waste time. You see what I'm saying? Don't waste the time spending the first 3 years cursing yourself. Then be like, wow, I spent 1 year blessing myself and everything happened that I wanted. It's a different approach. But it is also promised. And I don't care about the timeline. I hope you don't either. You got to wait for great, and I hate it, but still. So, the very least, your blessing is what you're going to become. The curse is people trying to stop you from becoming that. What happens is what curse you decide to believe. It's only a curse if you believe what they say. It's only a blessing if you believe what is said to you. That's the decision you get to make. It's wild. So, I hope this helps, and I hope you make the right decision. The choice is life or death. Choose wisely. It's negative or positive. Choose wisely. Hatred or love. Choose wisely. That's it. That's really what it comes down to. And you could do either or to the best of your abilities. You can spend your energy thinking about what everybody says you're not going to be, or you can spend your energy on everything that there's one of the biggest popular selling books in the world tells you everything you're going to become. Go click on this stream. I've already told you what you're going to become. Fuck, man, you already got you could see it. Deep down, you see it. That's why you get greedy, because you see what's possible. The devil's just going to talk you out of it, try to get you to slip up. But y'all don't feel me. Y'all don't feel me. So, I hope you take this, and I hope you continue to bless yourself and stop cursing yourself, ladies and gentlemen. But that is your philosophy. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. You're on mobile. Press high chat. X out the chat. Hit the thumbs up button. Second link for the Nightly Watch List and main channel. First link for the Scream Alerts Bootcamp and Real Estate course. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. Keep it positive and respectful. New guys, don't be too shy to say hi or too high to say shy. Show some love. Let's go, baby. Show some love. Throw some blessings in the chat. Go bless somebody, man. Go. You see what I'm saying? That's why. So I hope, please don't curse anybody, okay? I know I have a potty mouth, but some of you have a potty mind. So please don't curse people in here. You know, that's why I don't like it when you guys don't take pride in anybody losing anything. Please encourage everybody and bless people, bro. Let people know what they're going to become. You see what I'm saying? Focus on the blessing. Oh, they don't feel me, baby.